Welcome all of you. In our last tutorial, we discussed about different drawbacks of impact factor. One of the prime impact factor drawback of impact factor is that we can't actually compare two journals from two different subject areas based on the impact factor value. The reason is that this is an example. Suppose there is a journal A and there is journal B. Journal A is from the subject area of sociology and it has an impact factor of 2. And journal B is from the subject area of sociology and it has an impact factor of 2 also. Both journals have same impact factor, but the journal from sociology, journal A, is of superior quality than journal B. The reason is that the total number of articles which have been published from the domain of sociology worldwide is 20,000 for the year 2019. And in 2019, almost 1 lakh articles have been published from the subject area of cell biology. As the number of publications from the domain of cell biology is high, so the probability of getting citation to the articles published in journal B is very much higher than the articles published in sociology, because cell biology publishes more number of in the domain of cell biology, more number of articles are being published than the domain of sociology. So even though these two journals have same impact factor, but journal E is of superior quality than journal B, because journal B relates to a very high research area than journal A. To overcome this drawback of comparing two journals with the impact factor value, one modification was proposed, which is called the normalized impact factor. This modification was proposed by Mr. B.K. Sen, which is from Indian Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. And what B.K. Sen proposed is this formula. The normalized impact factor for a journal is equal to M into journal impact factor of the journal. M is a multiplier he introduced whose value is 10 divided by the value of the impact factor for the highest journal in the subject category of the journal. Here's the example for it. This is the formula. Normalized impact factor of a journal is equal to M into impact factor of the journal. M is a multiplier whose value is 10 by the impact factor of the highest journal. So here are some journals from different subject areas. Applied Economics is a journal from the domain of economics and its impact factor for the year 2018 is 4.5. Sociology of Education is a journal from the domain of education whose impact factor is 4.9. These all journals are of we have selected some journals with similar impact factor value from different subject areas. This journal is from physics, it has an impact factor of 4.9. This journal is from cell biology, it has a 4.8. And this Poetics is a journal from the domain of literature, its impact factor is 2.11. The highest impact factor journal from economics have impact factor of this much, 13.21. Applied Economics have impact factor 4.5, and the journal that have a highest impact factor has impact factor from the domain of economics has impact factor of 13.21. So the value of M for calculating the NIF of Applied Economics will be 10 divided by 13.21. M is a multiplier whose value is 10 divided by highest impact factor journal in the subject category of the journal. The journal name is Applied Economics and the highest impact factor value in Applied Economics is 13.21. So the M will be 10 divided by 13.21 and it has to be multiplied with the impact factor of the journal, that is 4.5. So the impact factor is 3.4. Normalized impact factor for the journal Applied Economics is 3.4. Similarly, Sociology of Education, highest impact factor value is 11.56. The M value will be 10 divided by 11.56 into impact factor of the journal. Impact factor of the journal is equal to 3.95. So Journal of Heat and Mass Transfer, highest impact factor is 50. 10 divided by 50. Normal impact factor, general impact factor is 4.9 into 4.9 is 0.98. Similar to cancer or immunology is this. Similar to Poetics is this. So after calculating the normalized impact factor, we see that the highest impact factor journals in these domains were these: International Journal of Heat and Mass Transfer had an impact factor of 4.9. But in the domain of physics, highest impact factor journal is 50, and normalizing it, the normal impact factor comes down to below 1. And similar to cancer immunology and immunotherapy, it comes below 1. So here you see, because of this multiplier value used, which normalizing all the impact factor, we see that actually the highest impact factor journal have gone on to have the lowest impact factor here. So this makes the comparison easy for comparing different journals from different subject areas. Journals have same impact factor, but normalizing it gave us a different impact factor values, which relates to the overall research being done in the subject area. This is how the normalized impact factor is being calculated. The reason of normalizing you all might have understood till now. So this makes comparison of journals from different subject areas easy. So this is the conclusion. Normalization measure of journal impact factor practices is a new and needy trend, because we have to compare journals from different disciplines. And in these junctures nowadays, newer journal impact matrices are coming up. Source normalized impact per paper SNIP and Schemago journal rank, citation speed index, immediacy index are different impact factor journal impact measures, not impact factor measures, journal impact measures. And dynamics of science, that is, subjects are changing and empirical data are growing. That means we are getting some newer subject areas day by day, and therefore journal impact measures needs modification from time to time. So this concludes our discussion on journal impact measures. In our next tutorial, we shall be discussing about author impact measures on the research metrics page. We shall be discussing about H index, I10 index, etc., which indicates about the impact of a scientist in a specific subject area. That means how productive is a scientist as a researcher. We shall be discussing in our next tutorial about author level research impact measures. Thank you all. If you have any doubt, we shall be discussing in our overall face-to-face discussion in our class. Thank you.